In this video of Panda series, we are going to check out on how to read and write from a CSV file. I am going to use Jupyter Notebook for this tutorials, and I will store this code in the description of the video so that you can refer it later. CSV files are comma separated value files. It will look like this when you open it in a notepad or any other text editor. So the file that we are going to use will be having the details of fish. So it will be having the species, which is the name of the fish, and then it will be having the weight, vertical length, diagonal length and cross length. And for each of these fish species type, there will be separate rows and there will be values against each of these columns. So when I just open this CSV file in an open office, if I just select comma delimited, it will look like this. So here as you can see, you have all the inputs and you have all the values, and you can see that there are some junk values as well. Say for example NA, there are junk values like hash, and then there are irrelevant values like -22 for the vertical length of the fish, which will not be true in a practical scenario. So we are going to read this file into a pandas data frame, and then we are going to see the different methods that can be used along with read_CSV to process the data. Now let's get to the code. Here in the first line I am importing pandas as PD, and in the second line I am using read_CSV to read the fish.csv file that we just saw before, and here I am just storing the result to the data frame by name df, and then I am just printing the df. When I run this piece of code, you can see the details that we have already seen in the CSV file. So here is the reference for it, and the data frame has auto-indexed all the lines from 0 through 6. And you can see the species, weight in grams, vertical length of the fish, diagonal length of the fish, and cross length of the fish. So here I am just mentioning the file name as fish.csv because this file is already placed in the same folder where this Jupyter Notebook is stored. So if the file is mentioned in the different folder, then I will have to use the entire file path name. So it would be looking like this. Here I should mention the entire file path name, and instead of backslashes it should be a /. And when I run this piece of code, you will get the same result. To run the piece of code, I am using the shortcut key Shift and Enter. So if you wanted to know in your Jupyter Notebook on how to use the shortcut key, you can use the key H, and when you type in H, you will find all these keyboard shortcuts that would come in handy when you are writing the code. And here, as you can see, Shift Enter is used to run the cell. I'll close this. So if the file, in case if it had some rows in the beginning that we wanted to avoid, say for example if this file has the description, say this file is for details of fish, so if this file had this row in the beginning, we read the file, then it would look like this. The first row would by default be considered as a header, and so it will look something like this, and we don't want this to happen. So in order to ignore the first row, I can use the parameter skip rows, and I can give it to 1, which means that the first row would be skipped. And when I run this again, you can see that the first row has been skipped. I can achieve the same effect of skipping the first row by using the header. So here I am just reading the fish.csv using read underscore csv, and then I am just indicating the header parameter and giving it a value 1. So this will consider that the header is with the index 1. So here the index 0 is the first line and the index 1 is the second line, which is actually the header. So header equal to 1, the 1 specifies the value of the index, and when I run this code I'll have to display this again. So when I run this, you can see that the first line has been ignored and the header is actually taken from the index 1 from the original data set. So I can also use index equal to 2, which means that this particular line. So for example, here this is index 0, this is index 1, and this is index 2. So this particular line will be considered as a header. Just to show you, I am just running this piece of code, and you can see that Bream 242, this line has been considered as the header. Sometimes it may happen that the file actually comes without any header. You will be knowing what each columns indicate, but the file would not be having any header. So I'll just mimic the situation. I'll delete the first 2 rows. I'll save it, and then in this case you will have to give header equal to none, because if nothing is given, then the first row by default would be taken as header. So when I consider this header equal to none, and when I print this line of code, you can see that the column values are having number index automatically, and all the values from the first row in this file is being displayed here. Now coming back to the same file, I'll remove this first row, and now we have the file in a proper format. I'm saving this, and sometimes what might happen is there might be lots of rows in the files, and we just wanted to kind of read only a specific number of rows. Here in this example, I wanted to read only the first 2 rows. Then in that case, I can use n rows. The n rows attribute could be used along with read underscore csv, and here I am using n rows equal to 2. And if I run this piece of code, you can see that only the first 2 rows is being read into the data frame. Now I wanted to clean up these junk values. As you can see, this particular value is n/a, and here there are 2 hashes, and then here there is another na, another na, another na, and then here it is -22. So I wanted to read some of these values as not a number. So in order to do that, I can use na underscore values. So I am just going to use the same read underscore csv, and then I am going to use na underscore values as one of the parameters. And in na underscore values, I am going to specify what I need to read as not a number. Say for example, I need to read n/a as not a number, so I am just indicating n/a, and then I also wanted to read the 2 hashes as not a number. So now if I run this piece of code, you can see that these 2 are read as not a number, and here these are read as not a number. Say all these na values are read as not a number. This na underscore values will also take inputs in the format of a dictionary. Say for example, I wanted to just read the values of weight as not a number, and I don't want to read the values of cross length as not a number. it can be like left access. So in that case, I can just specify the column names and then give the values which needs to be read as not a number. So here I am going to use the same read underscore CSV, and in NA values I am going to use the dictionary format, and within the dictionary format I am going to use weight grams. This is the column name, and here I wanted to convert n/a and ## to not a number. So in order to do that, I am giving the inputs n/a comma ##, and then the next thing I wanted to change is in the vertical length column, -22 value is not a right value. Actually a fish cannot have the length of -22. So in order to do that, I am just using the column name vertical length centimeter, and then for that column I am going to use -22, and then in the column diagonal length I wanted to convert this NA into not a number, but I don't want to do anything with the NAs in cross length. So here I am going to use the column name diagonal length, and then I wanted to convert n/a to not a number. So I am done with this, and what we have done specifically here is in the column weight I am reading NA and ## as not a number, and in the column vertical length I am reading -22 as not a number, and in the column diagonal length I am reading NA as not a number, and then I am not doing anything with the NAs in the cross length. So when I run this piece of code, you can see that all these are read as not a numbers, but the cross length is not impacted. If you want to write the data frame back to a CSV file, you can use to_CSV. Here I wanted to write it to a new file, and I wanted to give the name of the file as new CSV file. So I am just giving new CSV file.csv, and then I wanted to write this particular data frame by name df to new CSV file. So this is the syntax, and this line of code has executed successfully. I am going back to the folder, and I can see that the new CSV file is created. It shows the file type as Microsoft Excel separated value file. I am going to open it using OpenOffice, and here it asks for the delimited. I am selecting comma and I am hitting OK, and you can see that the file is created and it has all these values. So whatever was read as not a number, that has values of blank, and in the left you can see that the index has been created from 0 through 6. Now I wanted not to have this index, so I can just use index equal to false. Here I am using index equal to false, and before running the line of code I will close this and I will run this line of code. Now I'll open the file again. I'll hit OK, and you can see that the index in the first column, which was earlier present, is not present now. Now I don't want to write the header to the new CSV file, so I am just using the same line of code with index equal to false, and then I am also mentioning one another parameter header equal to false. I am executing this line, going to the new CSV file which is created, opening it, and here if you see, the header is not present. It just starts with the name of the fish and the different length and weight parameters of the fish. So I will close this, and there may be one another situation wherein I just wanted to copy only specific columns to the file and I don't wanted to actually create the new file with all the columns. So I'll just use this same line, and then instead of header equal to false, I can just mention the columns attribute, and within the column attributes I can give the name of the columns that needs to be copied to the new CSV files. So I just wanted the species, and then I also want the weight in grams. So I'm fine with these two columns to be created in the new CSV file. I am running this piece of code. I'm going back and opening the new CSV file which is created. So here in this new CSV file, you can see that there are only two columns. The first two columns which we had mentioned in the column attribute. So I think I have pretty much covered everything in the read CSV part. I will be storing this code in my GitHub repository, and I will include the link of the repository in the description of this video. Hope you like this video. If you wanted to have more of such videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.